Welcome back into Studio 5. Right now we're diving into a PG-13 topic for adult ears only. We like to say that to give you advance notice to maybe push pause on the DVR or invite little ears to leave the room. We hear over and over that a healthy sexual relationship is an important part of a healthy marriage. Well, my next guest works with couples who may need a jump start with that aspect of their relationship. Kristin Bennion is a therapist who specializes in women's issues, including intimacy, and she has identified 5 questions that can help jumpstart your sexual desire. Kristin, good to have you.
It's good to be here.
So before we get into this very personal questionnaire, how do you know if your relationship might need what we're calling a jump start?
That's a really great question. I think, you know, the obvious answer would be if the intimacy department brings you some difficulty, if you're finding that it's not an area of your life that you're looking forward to, or you're having some trouble mastering, so to speak. You know, and I know that I'm biased, but I think that this is an area that everyone can benefit at looking at, you know, and so it's just it's a really fun topic when someone starts becoming open to it.
Is it fair to say then this questionnaire might apply to women who would say, look, I know sex is an important part of a healthy marriage, it's just not a priority in my marriage. Does that fit the bill?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think majority of women that I talk to, they say I intellectually get that it's important, and I know that it should be in my marriage, but the follow-through is really difficult for them. You know, actually placing it as a priority, they face some roadblocks. And so a lot of times we'll just talk about those roadblocks and why they're there, and taking it out of being okay up here to actually feeling like it's okay in their life. So.
Well, and I think these questions help identify the roadblocks you talked about and help maybe scoot them out of the way, so it can be the priority that we say it is. Question number 1, do I participate with intention? And I'm guessing the operative word of that question is with intention. Do a lot of women just go through the motions, so to speak?
One of the questions I put on top of that one too is, do I show up? Like, how am I showing up? And talking about permission, you know, and actually giving yourself permission to show up to your intimate experiences.
What do you mean by show up?
Like actively playing a part in the partnership, you know, and we talk about desire, and we'll follow some of the things in the following questions, but knowing what it is that brings you into the intimate experience and to where you're actually enjoying it and feeling like you're taking place in that partnership.
So it's looking at you where you are, not necessarily in relation to your partner, but it starts by asking yourself that first question.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, question number 2, do I set the stage? Explain that.
Okay, setting the stage is maybe my favorite one, because I think that's where we get to talk about all of the fun things. And I've broken it into a weird acronym of FDR, nothing to do with the president, but, you know, identifying favorites, dating, and relationship. And so the favorites are, you know, many women aren't very versed in, unfortunately, in knowing what exactly sets the stage for them, the specific things, the details, lighting, and familiarizing themselves with the 5 senses, you know, certain fabrics or time of day of the week, those types of things. So we'll kind of break down the fun stuff, you know. Sometimes I'll throw out the question, if you were queen for a day with your partner and you had to set the stage completely, like what things would be present? What would you placed in the order, so to speak, or something like that. So, and then we move into the dating realm, and most of the time couples will say, we had so much desire and pull before we got married, but afterwards it kind of left. And I'll say, yeah, because dating kind of sets the stage for a lot of desire.
Dating is what you're speaking about, those senses and that ambiance.
Absolutely, but there's a lot of mystery in dating, right? So before the full commitment's there's mystery, and there's curiosity of each other, and there's planning. We're planning to follow through and connect with this person. So we'll talk about certain aspects of dating that you can pull back into the marriage and bring some of those things. It can be really fun.
Well said. All right, this next question, there was an R, I'm sorry.
Well, just the relationship, just touch base on the relationship and make sure that the friendship is still there, and good communication, and acceptance of each other's bodies.
Just nurturing that relationship on an ongoing basis. All right, the next question gets at the actual experience, and we're treading carefully here just due to the public nature of this conversation. But what do you want women to know about the pleasurable aspect of intimacy?
I think the quickest answer to that is that it's supposed to be pleasurable, and so if it's not, if someone is experiencing pain, there is so much help out there, and so to get that attended to identify what might be causing the pain, get that treated. But then after that, you know, embracing and exploring why pleasure might be difficult for them. A lot of women have some struggle with allowing the pleasure piece. You know, they want to take care of their partner. They want to be there for them, and so when the attention turns toward them, sometimes it's really uncomfortable. But they're missing out on the partnership piece, and majority of partners really want them to enjoy it as well.
You point out for women in particular, sleep plays a role in this pleasure aspect of the experience, getting the right sleep and being well rested enough to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Every single woman that I talk to, we end up talking about taking care of their body and seeing it as an ally. And so, yeah, giving it a adequate sleep, which might be laughable for some, but still really trying to give their bodies what it needs to optimally perform and be there for them.
We talk about where intimacy falls on the priority list, and for a lot of women that comes down to a crazy busy schedule. Women are on the go, they're caretakers for so many people in their family, and we pride ourselves in being multitaskers. So I imagine this next question is a big one. Do I stay in the moment?
Yep, it's huge. My favorite analogy I use with a lot of the women that I work with, it's kind of a hot topic in therapy, you know, is the committee. We've got all these committee members in our heads. We've got, with different intentions, we've got things we got to do tomorrow, and we've got things, you know, that we did yesterday, and what is he thinking right now, and all these different, like, agendas going on. And so a lot of learning how to be mindful and present in the intimate experiences is learning how to catch what you know those committee members are saying, but then also learn how to escort them out and to only bring in the useful,
to excuse them from the room and the experience. Finally, you say desire can get a big boost from just recognizing how important intimacy needs to be in our relationships.
Absolutely, and I think that recognizing that can invite the permission from yourself to look at what will help me truly be in this partnership, what will truly help me show up and be here. And you can't help but start identifying things that are going to make it better and more pleasurable, and therefore increase some desire.
Well, they're really interesting questions that, like we said earlier, apply to all relationships, all marriages. So thank you for handling it so sensitively.
Absolutely.
Opening our minds to this topic. If couples want more personal help or advice in this area, how can they reach you?
Oh, they can go to my website, www.intimateconnectionscounseling.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brooke.
We'll be right back.
Thanks.